Sally's excused, Kayla here, Mason here, Riley, Jaylian here, Val, Katie, Dalton, I think, yeah, he's excused. Dawson here, Olivia, Nate's here, Mary's here, Randy here, Sharon, now, and Austin. All right. Let's briefly talk about, technically speaking, this is not class for that, but we had inflation number came in earlier in the morning. Came out only 0.1 in March. Expected number was 0.2. Core came out at 5.6 per year. That's as expected. Let's see if something happened and market's assessment of what's going to happen. Let's first see the response of the bonds. They were down a lot more for 10 years, but they're still down 3 basis points. And you know what funny thing? If the US Treasury yields were at these levels, Silicon Valley Bank wouldn't have gone down. May contract. Let's see what the market thinks. What's going to happen at the next meeting? Meeting is on 3rd of May. Currently is 483. Let's see what the market is. 95.05. So our market thinks it's going to be either nothing or 25 basis points. Let's find out the chance they attach to 25. It's about 3/4. Okay? That's probably pretty much the end of it. Let's look at the June numbers. I think it was on the 16th, but that's exact, well, 14th. Assuming they're gonna do a 25 in May. Let's get the June contract, 94.98. So market basically thinks either it's going to stay the same or they're going to lower it by 25. The probability that we're calculating here is the probability of the uh, upper bound. They actually attach 50% probable that it's going to stay the same, or 45% probable that it would go down. Alternatively, if they don't increase it in May, they don't increase it in May, market thinks that it's going to be at least 25, and there's a chance that it could be 50, but not too much. So essentially, market thinks that there's going to be one move between May and June, and not much chance of a second move. And I like looking at this sort of stuff after news come in. Talking about Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, I'm trying to put a topics class in the fall schedule. My Business 302 class has only 7 people right now, and other sections have slack, so I suggested, how about we cancel that one and let's do a topics class where we're going to talk about bank treasury risk management, essentially talk about measurement of capital controls, Basel III, Dodd-Frank, and how do you measure and manage risk associated with things like treasury bonds, mix of loans, mix of deposits. If you have very high percentage of uninsured deposits, you pretty much have to keep a lot more liquid assets, but those liquid assets also tend to have interest rate risk. The reason Silicon Valley Bank went down, they had enough liquidity, but the liquidity that they had was in assets that had a lot of yield curve risk. And the long-term T-bond yields went up, they lost money, and they had not hedged that risk. Because of that, they lost a lot of money, and when there was a run, basically they couldn't do anything. And they should have started to raise capital much earlier. They haven't. So we're going to do a class like that if they let me do it. Any of you guys would be interested in taking that as an elective, finance elective? Okay, I'll let the chair know. Because I don't want to teach Business 302 to 7 students. I'd rather have that 7 students where people are actually interested in this stuff. The students who take the night class are there because most of them work somewhere, and they're usually mentally not there. It's a class they have to take. Hopefully, we can offer it. All right. Let's go back to where we were. We started to talk about project cash flows. talked about, what sort of things are relevant, what's not. So let's kind of put that into use. I'm going to open the file that we had last time. This one, I'm going to call the salvage value template. I think that should already be on Blackboard. Let's check. Caught up with videos, posting them. Yeah, it's there under April 10 lectures. So if you want to download and work with it, you are more than welcome. Okay. We will apply all of these principles, all of these rules, I should say, using a very detailed investment proposal. I've done something in my business 302, so I'm gonna use that one. Just copy this. There's no reason I should type all of that again. Okay. It has all sorts of bells and whistles.